Wait.
Hey everybody, this is Bridge from Humboldt Yacht Club. Today we are just about to depart on the Golden Rule, headed north to Seattle. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, 5 a.m., we're casting off and headed north. I think we have everybody. Tro's downstairs.
See you later down there.
Ren. Tamar, and there goes the Humboldt Yacht Club. Headed out. Goodbye, Eureka. Goodbye, Humboldt Bay. See you in the fall. We're headed off into the wild. First watch. Nice job. Yes, regular boat life. Troubleshooting propane and LEDs that are on all the time. And we just started. Woo! Alright, well here I am on my first berth. And I've got, my shift starts at 9 a.m. We're running 3-hour shifts. Everybody's staggered an hour and a half off, so they'll be somebody fresh at the helm. Cho is down, she's sleeping. And Ren is at the helm, and Tamar is going to be relieving him. Well, she'll be assisting him technically starting at 7:30 this morning. And then Ren will relieve me at 9. That leaves Captain Steve free to handle whatever needs to be handled. Try to snuggle in, and even though I had a lot of coffee this morning already, I'm going to try to get a little shut-eye for an hour or so. Alright, see you guys later. Hey, we have a little more wind. It was classy calm. Captain Steve's looking good. We're all bundled up. The temperature is dropping. The sun is going down. And we are headed north around Cape Blanco. Anticipate to get there about 3 in the morning. We've got about 40 miles to go. And we're cruising along about 6 knots, six and a half knots. So far, the wind is light. We just have a jib and the mizzen up. But waves have been smooth, just this nice calm ripple, which is awesome. And we are just hammering down trying to get around Cape Mendocino. But things are looking great. Ren's looking debonair in his fluorescent orange. Woohoo! We're sailing! We're sailing! Yay! So the wind has increased. We've been running downwind. The wind is from the south, and we are trucking along about 5 knots, 5.3 knots. And it was starting to get building a little bit more, so we jibed, and then we decided we really probably should reef. You know, the rule about reefing is if you think about reefing, you should reef.
Now, we've had the wind out of the north mostly, isn't that right?
Well, yeah.
Northeast.
Yeah, and if the wind was from the northeast, we'd still maybe consider reefing if the wind increased. It just, we'd be going upwind rather than downwind. But yeah, and here's the ocean. It's great. Alright, well, it's beginning of day 2. Going down for a nap. I've been up from 2 to 4. Now I should get to sleep. Yay! Jibe 'em. Got a jibe. Bunch of whales. I just woke up. And we got wind. Oh, there's a whale right in front of us. No. I'm up from 2 to 6. I get to sleep for 4 hours. The wind has finally picked up a little bit, strangely out of the south, and we are, we hoisted sails. Yay! And we turned the motor off. We've been motoring for about 20 hours, 24 hours almost, and yeah, it's amazingly quiet. And looks like we're getting set up with some sail trim, and let's see, where are we? We are out around Cape Blanco this morning, about 3 in the morning. We're probably gonna need to add some fuel into our tanks from the jerry cans maybe later this morning, and we are just south of Coos Bay right now and headed north. I think initially our plan is to go to Newport because there is some weather coming and we're kind of waiting to evaluate what happens with that. I'm all tired and didn't think that 2 hours working hard and then 2 hours of lounging and then 4 hours of sleeping, it'd be exhausting, but it is. Here we are, back to motoring. We had a great day of sailing. Woo, we had a great day of sailing. It was beautiful. But the wind died and we've just got a jib up and the mizzen just for stability in the waves, and we're motoring towards Newport Beach, I think. Newport, Oregon. Not Newport Beach, California. Oregon. And I think we're gonna do a little bit of quick repairs. We've only broken a couple things. We've broken the AIS stopped working, broadcast. We still receive, but can't broadcast. And we blew up a block, and so we had to put a temporary block in. It blew up and lost all its bearings. But here's the ocean. Pretty gray this afternoon. We had some great wind earlier, but now it's just kind of dying. There's still a bit of swell, and we're just plowing trail. I have to say, it's super cool to be up at the bowsprit. King of the world! It's so cool to be up at the bowsprit, watching everything go by. But I guess I should probably get back to the cockpit, protect Ren, and say goodnight for night number 2. This is gonna be our night number 2. First night was a pretty smooth night, actually. We made a lot of good distance, had a bit of fog. This night, hopefully the fog won't come in and it'll just stay gray like this. I was really hoping for like some magical clear stars and glassy calm seas, but I don't think it's gonna happen this trip. Ren's looking very serious on fog watch. And that's our view. A whole lot of nothing. Looks like Humboldt, but it's not. It's Oregon. Coming into Newport in the fog. Sunpad's looking heavy. There's the Newport Bridge. And that's the marina right there where we're gonna get some fuel. Here we are in the middle of day 3, just leaving Newport, Oregon. Got some fuel, had some lunch. Ren's on the helm, steering us out of the cabin, out of the bay. Steve's coordinating, and our goal is to go to Astoria today. We'll probably get there tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we're
Hopefully, we'll cross the bar at Astoria at slack low tide. We'll ride the flood all the way in. There's the big town of Newport with the lighthouse at the end of the island. I used to camp right up there. There's the city and the big bridge. Here we are halfway through day 3, and we have a glorious sunshiny day. It has been absolutely beautiful. The sea's still a little rolly. We started off the day with some wind from the west, southwest. Now it's kind of shifting westy, but that's perfect for us. We can just beam reach along. It's not enough wind to just sail though, unfortunately, so we're motoring. Motor's running at about 2,500 RPMs, and I've got the big jib up and working mizzen. And check this out. And there's nobody at the helm. I think I got her balanced. She wavers just a little bit. The boat really wants to round up to port. I think it's just because the hull structure is not exactly symmetrical. But that's all right. She's got her own specialty, but this configuration definitely eases up having to wrestle with the tiller all night long. So I'm hoping this little breeze will stay, and we can actually let go of the stick every once in a while. That would be fantastic. And we can let go for it for quite a while. Awesome. Everybody else is taking a nap, and it's just me on watch. I've got the crew and the captain are all passed out or getting ready for bed, and we're running now. We've kind of changed things around. We're running basically a 4 hours on. No, 2 hours on, and 2 hours on, 6 hours off. So come on, you steer for 2 hours, you take a nap. And next person is on for 2 hours. They come back, they take a nap, and we just rotate through all 4 of us, and that'll get us through the night. Everybody's kind of gotten much more comfortable on the boat, and so the captain decided that as long as we're clipped in, which I am, we're probably good on the helm. But here she is. Chugging along, and it is glorious. I was able to see the Oregon coast for a while, but they've got fog. That's not unusual for the Oregon coast in the summertime, just like it's not unusual for Humboldt County to have fog. Very similar circumstances with hot valleys and cold ocean air. I am really jazzing on my auto self-steer right now. I can't say how much it's been a pain driving this tiller and having to correct with big swells. And right now, she's doing it. Yeah. All right. I'm still working on my lifeline project. Oh, better. Here's the tarred marlin serving on the Dyneema lifeline, so it protects it where it just barely touches, but that will eventually chafe through, so hopefully that'll protect it. The line is called serving, so I served the line with some tarred marlin, and I think that'll help give it some protection for chafe guard. Big jib up. Got a little bit of a breeze, but we're still motor sailing. And we're going 6.1 knots. And our purple line is our course to the mouth of the Columbia River, headed to Astoria. Probably get there tomorrow morning. The computer says estimate 5:47 a.m. See how that goes. But I'm super stoked. Well, we slowed down a little bit. The wind has started to lighten up some. That's kind of messing up my self-balancing tiller action, but it's still pretty close. It's a lot less work than it was before. And we just slowed down the engine a touch, down to 2,500 RPMs, because ironically, we need to go slower, which isn't normally what you think about, but we need to go slower. So we hit the Columbia River mouth, the bar crossing, right at slack tide, and then hopefully we'll be able to slack low, and then we'll be able to ride the flood in to Astoria. That's our plan. It's about from the bar crossing to Astoria. It seems like it takes about an hour. It's like 6.5 miles. I have no idea how stoked I am that this is actually working. This self-steering thing. It's fantastic. The last couple days, I mean, we have been in a lot bigger seas, but the swells here still, although they're glassy and nice, there are occasional big rollers, big groundswell that comes through, and that really throws our rudder around. So we need to have enough wind in the sails to correct the rudder wobble. And this boat tends to pull to port. But so far, look at that. Sweet. So we're on night watch. cruising along. I'm a little bit off course. Let me correct that. But look, there's another boat on the radar. Or that's a buoy. Might be one of the yellow buoys. Once it gets a little closer, I'll look at it and see if I can pull up some data. But that's kind of what a radar target looks like also. See that little yellow blip? That's probably a boat. They're right next to the buoy. Fishing. We don't have an AIS target yet. They're still pretty far away. And of course, you can see squad out there. Here's our big beautiful compass with our awesome compass light. Lights it up, lets us steer. Navigation line gives us a basic course to keep. Alright, this is the beginning of day 4. We crossed the river bar about 6 this morning, and we are headed to Astoria. It's amazingly flat. We hit it at slack low tide, and we got to ride the flood in. But good. I just woke up. I've been asleep. I had my 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. shift basically, and they let me sleep. Everybody else was awake. It's very nice of them. I needed it though. Okay, here we go. I guess I got to pay attention to oil tanker that is. That is a long boat. Safety first. And of course the pilot boats that are just awesome. Good job, ladies and gentlemen, on the pilot crew. You have a very impressive boat too. And an escort. So, you may be wondering why we're coming in early, right? Because if the weather is pretty good and the ocean's flat, then why wouldn't we just keep pushing north? And we did have that debate, honestly. Except, here's the thing. Astoria is one of the last big marinas that we can get in and out of. Washington, the whole west coast, there's only a couple little tiny marinas that nobody's familiar with, and we thought it would be better to duck in here and wait. So there's supposed to be weather coming in this afternoon and tomorrow, and then maybe we can get out on Thursday or Friday to keep heading north. So we're hiding from the weather. If we did push forward, it might put us in a situation where we're trying to get into an unknown marina in suboptimal conditions. So we figure we'll just duck in here, and hopefully we'll get a chance to take some time to relax and get on some flat ground, and maybe go to the tiki bar. Haha, there's a tiki bar in Astoria that is awesome. So I gotta try to take the crew to that. See you guys later. All right, after a day of much needed rest and recovery here in Astoria, crew's all rested up, got lots of good food in our bellies, boat's fully fueled, and we are ready to take off. High tide is in about 45 minutes. That'll give us a slack crossing going across the Columbia River Gorge, or not gorge, but Columbia River mouth, and then we're headed north, hopefully to Nia Bay at the very top of Washington. Long sail, about 120 miles or so we hope to get there tomorrow afternoon, evening, which would be nice, because then we can tie up to the dock or anchor and take a little another rest, then roll over to Port Townsend, and then into Seattle. That's our plan for now. Although the plans change quite a bit, but that's our plan for now. So Nia Bay is our next destination. Can you believe this weather in Astoria? It is hot. We went swimming in the river, walked into town to get some ice cream, and we were so hot we went swimming in the river because it's like 85 degrees here. It's crazy. So nice. Well, I got 2 more lifelines done. Starboard front, upper and lower, all spliced up, ready to go. Can you believe it? Here we are, crossing the most dangerous, deadly bar crossing on the whole west coast of the United States, and my whole crew are playing with their phones.
In shorts.
In shorts! Can you, it's a phenomenal circumstance. But there is the tip of southern Washington right there, and we're almost out of the mountain. Here's what Nia Bay looks like. We're gonna come around the island, duck through this little channel, and then there's a wee little marina right here. That's our final destination for tomorrow. There she goes. Sunset on Thursday night. And we're headed northwest to clear the tip of Washington. We should get there tomorrow afternoon or evening about this same time. 20 hours. This is Bridge on Golden Rule. We are making some breakfast. Today, I think I'm going to be making some cheesy, sausagey egg in a basket. I know, it's ambitious, but let me show you what I have. First things first, we made a pot of coffee. It's percolating and ready to go. And I've got some sausages and avocado and eggs, cheese, some nice sourdough bread. So I gotta cut out a hole for the egg on each sourdough breads. And then we're gonna be cooking on the gimbal stove. One pot wonder. And that, my friends, is a good-looking egg in a basket with some sausage and cheese. All right, here we are at the top of Washington. This is Cape Louderly, and we are gonna shoot a gap between the island and where the lighthouse is, and Jones Rock, which is a little half-submerged rock right in the middle of that channel between the island on the left and the headlands on the right. And it's appropriately named Hole in the Wall. And it's about 500 feet wide. And if we miss it, there's a whole bunch of submerged rocks, semi-submerged rocks that will eat our boats. So this is our shortcut. We're gonna jam through here and get into Straits of Juan de Fuca. And it looks like we have whale spout right over there. I think it's whale spout, or it's mist off the rocks. I think it's whale spout though. We're almost there. There's the lighthouse. And that's the submerged Jones Rock we're gonna avoid and shoot this gap in between. I just wanna say sorry, Dad. We had to go for it.
Guess as to what kind of whale that is?
I don't know. What a rugged, amazing coast, though.
Yeah.
Look at those rocks. How crazy. There's a total cavern. That's awesome. We made it around the Cape, and we're here at Nia Bay. That's a big breakwater. We've got to go around this little island, and then we're going to tuck into the marina. Well, and hopefully we'll have a spot. They said there might be a spot on a dock, otherwise we'll have to consider anchoring. And it's predicted to be dense fog this afternoon, evening. So we might not continue on. We'll see how things go. But well, here comes that weather. Just in time to make it into the marina. Hopefully there's a slip we can tie up to. Made it! We're back on solid ground. Yay! Little dance. Doo-doo. Well, we just cast off from Nia Bay, and we are headed upriver, up into the Olympic Peninsula. And today is Today's Saturday, so it's been almost a whole week at sea and traveling. Here's lovely Mia Bay at 5:20 in the morning. Charming little town. Had some great fish and chips. All right, good morning. Well, today is Saturday, and we've been at sea working on the boat. Well, I feel like we've been working on the boat forever, but we've been at sea and traveling for the last 6 days, and we've kind of come to the conclusion that we've had some problems with our winches. They are some classic bronze Barlow winches that are really cool, but it's really hard to get parts for them. And they're single speed. They're self-tailing winches, but they're single speed. So we bought some new Maxwell 23s. They're 2-speed, and I'm gonna be installing them. Yesterday we ripped off the old ones, sealed the holes, plugged the holes, sealed the holes, and drilled new holes for the new Maxwells. So I've got one of the Maxwells in, just hand tight, and the other one is still on the table. But I'll show you what I do, how to put these winches in. They're a little different than other winches. They've got lots of gears and kind of this nuclear reactor core that we're going to try not to pull out and lose parts. But I think they're going to be a great addition to the boat. And then we can take our bronze ones. We're going to take our bronze ones and we're going to maybe use them as secondary winches if we need to grind someone up out of the water, or fly a second jib, or something else that we might need a third set of purchase, which would be awesome. We'd have one for up at the mainmast to help pull up a halyard or to pull a dinghy onto the bow, and maybe one at the mizzenmast to use for a man overboard lift. I think that's our plan. We have to work out where we're going to put them and how we're going to run line to them with a clean fairlead, you know. But it's a work in progress. First thing though, we've got to get these Maxwells in, and I'll show you what I got to do. Before we do anything though, I'm gonna need some coffee, like a couple of cups of coffee. We had a great night last night and had some good planning sessions, troubleshooting our AIS, which is intermittently working, intermittently transmitting, and at a different interval, intermittently receiving. So we're not sure what's going on with that. But and we found out that a couple of our DC outlets for powering up USB ports, you know, cigarette lighter kind of style, those seem to be hardwired hot into the batteries without going through a breaker. And they seem to be intermittent also. So I think we're going to chase that down maybe tonight. Our goal today is to get to Port Townsend, which is about 70 miles away, and we are going to try to, we're leaving 5 in the morning because we hope to ride the flooding current up to Port Townsend. Low tide is about 7 this morning, so we're early. We're going to buck a little bit of the last bit of flood, but then we'll take the full ride. The last bit of ebb, and we'll take the full ride of flood all the way to Port Townsend. Hopefully we have a dock space, because it is kind of the peak of cruising season, and Port Townsend is the wood boating capital of the West Coast, I think. I don't know. There's a lot of boats there, which is awesome. I can't wait to see it. All right, so here's our new Maxwell winch, and I'm going to take it apart and get the base mounted. So first we got to get this unscrewed. One-handed is tricky. And this whole chassis here lifts off. Let me show you that. Just push it, and now this lifts up, and then we can get this ring off and see this ride. So here's our winch, and these are our mounting holes here. There's 6 of them. We've already drilled it in the ceiling where we're going to mount it, and here's the mechanics of it, which super cool. And this spline can lift out, but it's connecting all these gears on the inside, and then they all kind of come loose. So I don't think I'm gonna pull that out while we're underway. I'm just gonna get some mounting bolts and stick it in. It's kind of temporary because we're waiting for new hardware, but we found the bolts that we need to make it work for now. Alright, so here's our holes, and I'm gonna have to do like one bolt at a time, because all the different nuts are different thread patterns, and so one at a time. Alright, so this is temporary. We've got mismatched bolts, and some are a little long, but just got to make them tight and make it work for now. And then we're gonna get proper hardware in Port Townsend and bolt her down hard. So it's just a trial run. It's just pre-fitting. It's pre-staging. You know what I'm saying. All right. So this whole chassis goes on, fitting like that, and then don't drop the locking ring. Don't drop the locking ring. Don't drop the locking ring. This screws on. The magic here. We have 2-speed winches. Oh, this could be a problem. These winches are going the wrong way. Let me check the other one. All right, here's the one on the other side. I've already got that one installed, and oh dear, this is a left-handed winch also. Who makes left-handed winches? And there's an arrow for dumb people. It says it goes left. That's gonna be a problem. I gotta do some research. Maybe we can flip a gear around or something and make it turn right, because everybody else on the planet has clockwise winches and these are counterclockwise. That's gonna confuse people. Well, it's been a magnificent day of sailing today. We left Nia Bay at 5 a.m. Now, wind came up at 7 a.m. and we've been sailing all day long. Just started the motor now. We're approaching Port Townsend. Look at that sunset. Right on the water. Looks glorious. The waves on the bay in Juan de Fuca have been awesome. Beautiful wind. We had an aircraft carrier doing maneuvers, cruise ships, a couple big jives on our part, and we've been flying along. We had a max of, what was it, 8.3 knots on under sail. Sweet. Oh, we got no wind. We got some outgoing current kicking up some waves. We're right at the Port Townsend Lighthouse. There she is. Wing wide around the buoy. It's shallow in there. Well, we're departing Port Townsend. Today is Sunday, and we are headed to Seattle next. What a beautiful marina. Every boat is just immaculate and really loved. It's so nice to see boats that people care about. What a lovely spot, and we came here in just perfect weather. Here it is. Here's a little gap from Port Townsend going into the other side of the bay. It's a shortcut to get around the whole island. And nuts with the flood. Woohoo! We are flying down the river. Well, it's not river, it's a gap. Now we're headed, I don't know if you can see it, but we're going towards that mountain in downtown Seattle, headed for Bell Harbor Marina in downtown Seattle. Hey, there's our first view of Seattle and Mount Rainier behind it. We are trucking along, motor sailing at almost 9 knots, and I've got a great breeze, but we want to get there before dark, so we're motor sailing. Other boats are just sailing along like a blast. There's a whole migration. Everybody's running with the current. What a beautiful day. And can you imagine living here and sailing? There's so many places to explore. Beautiful little islands. Lots of fishing. Awesome spot. There we are. Motor sailing along. It's got a bone in her teeth. Look at that wave. Berries everywhere. Look at that pretty ferry. And on the other side we've got a ferry and a cruise ship and a tugboat and another tugboat and another ferry. There it is, the excitement of the week. We are pulling into Seattle, headed to Bell Harbor, which is going to be kind of down to the right, over by the stadium, I think. Pretty sure. But there she is, Space Needle and all. Seattle. And there it is. There she is. Tucked in at Bell Harbor, right in downtown Seattle. Well, here we are on our last day, headed into the locks to go to Lake Union. Got this big 90-degree turn, and then we're gonna go underneath the bridge that we think will fit, and then we'll go under a bridge that we're gonna have to call them to have them lift because it's only 30 feet high. Here we go, into the shot. So the sailboat just honked to tell the bridge controller to lift the bridge, and the bridge is going up. So it's a one long, one short. We had a beautiful sunny weather yesterday, and it's a little cloudy and cool today, but hopefully that spot of blue sky will open up and we'll be good, because I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. It's a little brisk. It's a little brisk. So here's the entrance, and it looks like the bridge is down. I think that's the railroad bridge. We'll have to see what happens. Luckily there's a sailboat in front of us. Yeah. We're at low tide, and that sailboat in front of us has mast much taller than ours. So if they clear, we'll clear. Right. Here it is. The bridge. Railroad bridge. And we're going into the locks. That worked pretty well. It's nice we had a boat in front of us. Both sides, 2 50-foot dock lines with loops. Let's see how crowded it gets. Oh, this is gonna be fun. There goes the lock. We're tied up on our floating wall, and the water's coming up. They got a little squeeze. Cozy do. Still going up. Get it to the top. I can see. There we are. And we're off. We came up 17 feet and we're into the canal. Next is another bridge to raise. A lot going on up here. Boats everywhere. Big boats, small boats, happy boats, maybe some sad boats. Big girl looks kind of sad. That's a huge boat. Past a Swan 60 in immaculate condition. Amazing. So here's our dilemma. This bridge, we think it's 44 feet. We think our mast is 38 feet. We might be able to fit under, but the sailboat in front of us definitely can't. So they've honked for the bridge to open and are standing by. And I think we're gonna stand by too. This guy's going through. He says he can fit.
Might be as tall as we are.
Yeah, I think so. Look at that beautiful boat. Traffic jam under the bridge. Huh.
You'd want to go right in there.
We want to go right in the middle. Man, I just don't know if our measurements are right. It's an estimate. All right, so that big ship said they are at 38 feet also. So we think our mast is 38, and it looks like that boat had lots of clearance, so I think we're gonna go for it. Good luck, guys.
That guy had the same clearance as us.
Here it is. Moment of truth. Yeah. Alright, here's the next bridge. It's already up. That big power yacht that went through, we're trying to follow it to sneak under there to have the bridge open to just the minimum amount of time. And it looks like a pusher barge is going the other way, so that's perfect. Hopefully we can get in the slot and not have to wait. Charts say that you can get stuck here for up to 5 hours waiting for a bridge to open. So if we can make this, then that would be sweet. We'll give it a shot. We're going max thrust, maximum effort. Go, 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 golden rule. Well, here we are. We're stuck at this road crossing because this one's clearance is 33 feet and we definitely can't clear that. So we're on standby until they open the bridge again. Here we go, bridge going up and we're clear. Yay! Thank you! Look at these cute little houseboats. Ooh, that's a nice one with a curved roof. How pretty. Who has right away? Boats, sailboats, powerboats, or float planes? Here comes the float plane landing. Regular boats, big boats, super big boats. What an amazing, cool ship that is. Such a black hull and then the creamy superstructure. That's an awesome look. All right, here's the third bridge that we absolutely don't have to worry about. We are in Lake Union. Now we just have to figure out where we're gonna go here. Well, here we are, we're in Lake Union. There's the city front. Here's all the boats and the houses and more bridges. Here we are at the inn, Museum of History, historic steamer. We're at the edge of the lake. Float plane launch is right here. Space Needle is hiding right behind that big building. That's it. We've gone over 600 nautical miles to get here. In 8 days. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. It was an incredible adventure for the last 8 days. Over 600 nautical miles of sailing. Hit like and subscribe. Enjoy it. Make some comments if you like. See you next time.